Hello, San Diego. Thanks for joining us here on CBS 8 Plus. I'm meteorologist Shawn Styles with a look at your weather, and what a spectacular start to your weekend. As promised, Saturday was going to be fantastic, and it certainly served that up today as we look towards the west. Plenty of clear skies all the way out to the coastline. There's a little bit of the marine layer sitting offshore, but at the beaches, pretty much from the start, around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, we saw mostly sunny skies, and it shaped up to be really nice. Temperatures pushed into the mid-70s along the beaches. We continue to see some very nice temperatures this time of the afternoon / evening. We're in the upper 60s. Encinitas, that thermometer inland a little bit, so 73 there. Downtown 71, just really, really nice. Still in the upper 70s to low 80s in the East County. Up in the mountains, it's a little cool. 59 at Mount Laguna, but if you're over in Julian, where it's a little bit lower, temperatures are at 69, and Borrego Springs at 85. So really a nice day here in San Diego. Now tomorrow, we're going to see things cool down just a little bit as a trough of low pressure starts to make its way in along the west coast. Still toasty out in the Anza Borrego Desert. Borrego Springs 93. We'll only push into the mid to upper 70s inland, places like Alpine 75, but El Cajon 79, 74 in Vista, 77 in the Valley Center area along with Escondido, and along the coastline we'll push it into the upper 60s, low 70s. So about a 3 to 5 degree cool down. That's a live shot from Mount Soledad looking down towards Mission Bay there. To the right hand side of your screen is Ocean Mission and Pacific Beach. We're currently looking at a very light breeze north at 71 degrees downtown. Humidity spot on, perfect conditions. Chamber of Commerce weather here right now. Looking at surf, 2 to 3 feet, kind of weak and inconsistent today, but it should build just a little bit tomorrow with a west and southwesterly pulse coming into Southern California. The rip current risk is still moderate, especially at some of those westerly facing beach breaks. 65 degrees in the water. Unbelievably gorgeous conditions in the water. This time of year, you could be low 60s easily. So with the air temperature in the mid 70s to low 70s and the water temperature 65, it's pretty darn nice. Low tide at 4:25 from the high at 11:42 in the morning there. Let's look across the nation and see what is happening, say, in the central and eastern part of the country. Some cold air spilling down out of Canada. There's a frontal boundary pushing along the coastal strip and into the mid-Atlantic. So up in the Boston and New York area, they're seeing some showers, but you come back towards, say, the central coast, that front dragging behind, so we're seeing temperatures very warm in places like Washington, the nation's capital, Atlanta, 80 degrees, 81 in Miami. You would expect that. But on the back side of this front, there's some cool airs and some very powerful thunderstorms popping up. Out across the Rockies, it is springtime for sure in places like Denver and Salt Lake City, where they're in the mid-50s, back up to Boise, 63, 67 in Seattle, and from, this is pretty cool, from Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego, all 71s. Maybe we should run out and buy a lottery ticket, yeah? And 64 in Wichita, Kansas. Here's that frontal boundary that I was talking about. You can see how it's moving to the coastal areas in the northeast, but it's dragging back into Memphis and Dallas right now. So some pretty powerful thunderstorms popping up here as that cold air clashes with the very moist, warm air. Taking into the central part of the nation, weak high pressure is ridging in. That's what's giving us the really nice conditions here, and it's also affecting the central and southern Rockies all the way up into the Plains states. Now, as we take you out west, this area of low pressure, it's kind of like that one we saw last week. You remember that thing rolled in, and it's dragging cold air down out of the Gulf of Alaska and tapping into some moisture all the way back to the Hawaiian Islands. So we're keeping an eye on this one. And as we look at the more focused temperatures here in Southern California and the desert Southwest, Phoenix at 90, 76 in Las Vegas, the San Joaquin Valley, Fresno 80, 85 in Bakersfield, and as we told you, 71 in San Francisco, 74 in SLO, as the locals say, for San Luis Obispo. Here's the area of low pressure that I just showed you. High pressure that is keeping us nice today. Let's put this into motion, and look how this low digs south and just scoots right on through Southern California and then kicks up into the Great Basin. That could bring us a chance of rain and more snow in the Sierra Nevada. Right now we're thinking maybe 6 to 12 inches above 8,000 feet. So we'll take snow to that snowpack because we lost a lot in the month of March. Southerly winds ahead of that front as it starts to dig south, and then we see things calm down a little bit overnight. But then watch what happens again as we move into Monday and into Tuesday. Those winds really kick up, and that's when we think that front might swing through. As those winds pick up stronger and stronger from the southwest, we could see a shower here and or there. Right now, it doesn't look very possible for San Diego, but to the north of us up in the Los Angeles area, they definitely could see a chance of rain. And then we stay just about where we should be temperature-wise in the upper 60s to mid-70s, coast and inland. Mountains, you get a little bit of wind, you saw that, and your desert temperatures, Tuesday is going to cool down, and then we start to see a warming trend as we make our way into Thursday and Friday. That's a look at your weather.